Again, we did change the lineup slightly, so make sure you check what race you're in. Tell your friends if they didn't come up here. It's going to work out a little better for the marshalling situation. That was the only change we really needed to make. For fifth scale starts, obviously they idle pretty well, so you're going to line up over here. Whoever's helping marshal on our right side over here, you're going to kind of help us set the grid because the drivers will have not very good judgment for the lines over there, which I'm sure will get buried in dirt in the first couple races and we'll have to mark them again. But obviously our start-finish line's right here. We do heads-up starts. All the gas mains are 10 minutes. The electric mains will be 6 minutes. I'll pass it over to Matthew here if you have anything else to add. I don't really have anything, but if anybody else has any questions on how things are going to work today.
Did you go over the A mains, how they work for the dual A's?
Yeah, you might need to explain how
All right, guys, so thank you for coming on out. I think we had a little over 55 entries. Super good time out here. Thank you for all the mod support as well. Big round of applause, of course, for Tony, his family, everybody, Marshall. You know, these guys put in a ton of work on this track. The whole Rona thing kind of put a damper on a lot of our seasons, but getting back into it now. So thank you for everybody for coming on out. So this is a double A main format. Not a lot of people do it. It's usually we run single A mains and a lot of others, but Tony ended up, it's a cool format. They did it up in Canada. But it rewards the most consistent. So it's kind of like motocross and supercross, where the second one is weighted. So you have if for instance you go into your first main, and let's say you win your first one, and your closest competition gets second, and then in the second main, your closest competition that got second got first, and you got second in the next one, so you tied. But the second main is weighted, so that person would actually win the overall. So it definitely rewards the most consistent. Try and finish your first main event whatever possible. So even if you break down, try to get back out there and get as many points as you can. I believe we're running 10-minute A's, so it should keep the competition pretty close throughout the entire thing. And then also keep our air cleaners clean. Make sure you guys check your air cleaners. I know on one of them when I was running about 20 minutes, it was pretty caked, so we don't want any blown engines. Looks like we're going to have overcast here, which is going to be nice. Should be able to keep some more moisture in the track, and should keep it pretty dialed for us throughout the race day. This will be on liverc.com, Facebook on Mod, and then ModRC on YouTube. Make sure when you see the Facebook stream that you're sharing it across the interwebs, so we get more traction for fifth scale, more traction obviously for TBRL Riverfront. And this is an awesome track, super cool facility. And once again, thank you to the TBRL crew, what they've done, and bringing us all out here. And thank you for all as well, everybody traveling around. I know a whole bunch of people from California. We have Josh Alton from ADI and his lovely girlfriend Sarah coming on out, my buddy Ronnie, Tim, that whole crew, the DRT guys, so from Bakersfield. So a lot of people coming on out, traveling a long way to be here to support the hobby, support these guys out here, and thank you so much for everything. So with that, when do you think we're going to start? 15 minutes? So 10:30 we're going to start the first main, which is a B main intermediate truck. 2 will bump from that, so your top 2 bump to the A main, and we will have a 12 driver A main. Do you want to do you line up on the driver's stand how you qualify, or first come first serve?
It don't matter.
Okay.
If you think it would be there's been conflicts or like guys have had to move from the normal spots.
Yeah. Okay, guys, if there's any conflicts with like driver stand position, because we're going to be pretty slammed up here, it will go by your driver position. So however you finish, you guys get your spot. Done that in many other races. It kind of keeps it easy.
Man, I'm sorry, Matt, but for the pro class, since I'm putting out a pro cash purse, TQ has to go to the back, buddy. So you get the last spot on the driver's stand. Just kidding.
You got your voice back for that.
All right, guys. I just want to say thank you to everyone. A lot of you traveled very far. Thank you to Tony. Thank you to Marshall and Dad, Kurt. You guys put a lot of hours on this track. Thank you to Mod and our sponsors. You guys are amazing. What makes it worth it to us is seeing people up here smiling and laughing and people commenting on how awesome our track is. You guys rock. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So, as you can see here, guys, we have the white painted lines. So we will be lining up in that. So we will try and get any sort of marshal, not the marshal, but turn marshals to help line up those cars for the main event. Also, one of the things that I do, I'm sure that Tony would agree with me, when you guys are outside of the track or anything like that, please be very cognizant of the turn marshals. They're trying to help you. So if you're not in control of your car, you know, at least what I do is for my races, people get DQ'd from that round if they hit a marshal. So I don't know if we're going to do it here, but that's basically how serious it is, because we had a couple issues on the West Coast where guys were getting tagged, people weren't keeping their cars in control and tagging people. So please, if you guys are on the outskirts and a marshal's trying to help you, let them help you, because we don't want any sort of issues. And if you guys are having runaways and stuff like that, make sure that you have zip ties on your spark plug arrestor thing, the little boot. Make sure you have a zip tie on there so we can pull that, so we don't blow the engine if we can't get it there in time.
And one more thing. See that shiny head out there? That's a sexy shiny head there. That's my good buddy Jody Chancellor. He's local law enforcement, and he's a self-taught photographer. He is a qualified professional bull riding association photographer. He does an amazing job. So keep your eye out on TBRL on Facebook. I've already shared a post with some of the pictures from yesterday. My favorite picture was my sexy MCD going around the corner and Matt's TLR car upside down. I loved it. It was awesome. I'm sending that to MCD. Just kidding, Matt. But Jody's going to have awesome photos for sale. Please check him out. He does a great job and puts himself in harm's way, in my opinion. I think he's nuts. I think he should have a helmet. But his photography is awesome. Thanks for coming out, Jody.
Yeah, thank you again. It was a good photo. He messaged it to me at like 3 in the morning or something like that. Just don't send him the qualifying position, Tony. You don't want to do that. I am too. Anyways, yeah, thank you again, guys. Thank you again to the TBRL crew. It's a really good people out here, and Marshall's antics at nighttime. You know, it's always a good time. Always a good time, even with the chainsaw. So we'll get to it here, guys. I think we have about 10 minutes, and
one more thing, guys, before you disperse. We'll probably take a pretty good break in between each race to make sure everybody's up 2-3 minutes, maybe even 5, depending on some back-to-back stuff. Make sure we got Marshall cones covered. Then 2 laps to warm up, and then we'll grid them. So that's how the starts will work. And I think we'll be ready to go here in about 10 minutes. So race number 1, intermediate truck B main. Let's start getting them up here, getting them ready. It'll be whatever the last race is. So Pro Truck A main. Yep. Yeah, it was really just a conflict with the B, the intermediate B, and then we had like no marshals for the next race, so we moved things around a little bit.
hopefully maybe this is a little bit better for guys. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Yeah, you just have to like talk right into this thing. So we will stop the feed right now for everybody out there on Facebook. We just want to show you guys do a pan of the track real quick, Dad. Kind of go around it. Checking out the track here with you guys. Coming off the really long, probably one of the longest straightaways I've ever been on. Coming to the right-hand side, up into the berm. Then you have a double, and then another steep double. Then tabletop over, make the right-hand corner. Coming back over, super big double. And then over into Mod Mountain there. They cut right into the hill. Hopefully there's no runaways. And then back over. So, super cool track out here. The traction's a lot like really hard packed on the bottom. Little bit of dust up on top. And it's a little bit of moisture in this thing. And it's super nice. Grooves up real nice. So, should be good. We'll keep the dust down. And we'll return to you guys here, and we'll start a new feed for all of the main events. Thank you very much. You guys have 8 minutes. 8 minutes for round number 1, intermediate truck. That will be Tim Parker, Keith Kuntz, Wes Jr., Eric, Bree England, and Greg Bronich. Butchering names.